In this video, I'll be showing you how to make this beautiful Labubu cake from start to finish. Not only will I be showing you that, I'll also show you all of the mistakes I made in between so that you don't make such mistake. Do not make a Labubu cake without watching this video. Hello trendy lovers, how are you all doing? So the first thing we need obviously is our frame, a very sturdy frame. Now I didn't show you how I made this frame because I already made a very detailed video on how to frame your graffiti cake. So go back to the previous video before this video on this channel and watch the detailed graffiti defined cake. Like, it's a graffiti defined cake 101, so you really need to see that video to understand this framing. However, you can, after watching this video, you can then go back to it, but you have to see that video to understand how this framing was done. Because I already made a very detailed video, I didn't waste time on that here anymore, so just refer back to that video. So that's after the framing. This is me just basically stacking up my cake, because after the framing, that's the next thing to do. Stack up your cake so the shape you want it to be, and then you start to trim it. The ball part, that's the ball cake on top of this cake, you can also use a round cake for it and trim it down to the shape you want it to be. Okay, I just used the ball pan because it's faster, and this was a job we did like really late, so that's that about that. After that, you trim to the shape you want it to be. Make sure your trimming is, in fact, trimming is a lot, it's very important. Rather, trimming is very important when you're doing something like this. Okay, so after trimming a bit, I saw that this body was too tall, because if you see the real Labubu, the body is not as, tall like that. So I cut out some parts and then fix it back and try to trim it back to the shape it was supposed to be. And then I'm trying to couple the head of the cake. This is a small cake. I mean, it's not a very small cake and it's not a very big cake, so it was just in between. So I just wanted to use my dual rod. I just wanted to see if my dual rod was going to hold it for me just the way I needed it. So after putting the dual rod, I cut it to the size it's supposed to be, cutting it to the side. We're still coming back to this part, so please, it's very important that you watch this video till the end if you want to get everything. If you stop here now, then you are wrong, because this is not what we finished with eventually. But I needed to show you, because obviously a lot of times we make some mistakes and then we correct them, but you don't get to see that. You only get to see the finished look, and you don't get to see all the drama in between. But I just showed you a little of the drama here. So after stacking the top of the cake, I trimmed the top of the head of the cake. In fact, I could have cut out all of this part from the video actually, so that I'll just show you how I did it properly. Okay, but I didn't want to, because I trimmed out the head of this cake just so that you can see how the head of this cake was also trimmed. So that's why I'm showing you this pattern, also so you know that it cannot work like that. Okay, so after we moved on to trimming, so if you look at it, you can see that the head of the cake is already tilting to one side, but we still kept on at it because I just thought that okay, it was going to set up again when I'm done covering the cake. So I continued trimming the head of the cake, and just as you can see, the head is already coming to shape. If you know how the original Labubu is, you'll see that the head is coming to shape. This is not the full shape. Okay, and you continue your trimming until you get the perfection you need, because it has to be perfect. Okay, if it's not perfect, just keep going at it, keep going at it until you get the perfection. So after doing that, I checked the video. I saw that Labubu has, like, the head is not flat the way this one was. It has like a pot. There's a shape it has. So I just added, thankfully I had extra cake. I cut out a small part of it to help me create that parts I needed. Okay, so you can see that the shape is not the same anymore now. So after getting this, you can see how Labubu is sitting. The Labubu's head is just dancing. And I still continue to want to cover. Okay, before covering, we're going to shape the side. If you look at the side of the head of Labubu, it's not round like this. It has a particular shape. So that is just cake crumbs and buttercream that I used to form all of that. So after the dowel rod failed, right, it wasn't standing, I know that we need to just do a proper frame. Okay, so went ahead, and you can see the middle frame now. So we did another framing. It's still the same way. Refer back to the video to watch all of this framing. It's very important. So after that, we just did another rod in the middle, just so that that holds both the body and the edge together. So after putting that, then we put that, we had already trimmed out the head of Labubu and the body, so it was just for me to just fix it. So if I had started this video from here, you wouldn't have seen how this trimming was done. So after doing that, okay, we then had a sturdy Labubu cake. We had a sturdy structure, and Labubu can get anywhere with the structure that we got. Okay, so after that, the next thing is to start trimming out the features of Labubu, which is the face. So if you check Labubu again, you see the facial structure. So after doing, you can use, if you cannot, me, if you know me very well, you know I can do a lot of things freehand. So if you can't use freehand for this part, you can actually maybe use like a print out the shape and then use it to trim it out. Okay, so after that, after bringing out the face part, I then go ahead to bring out the eyes. So this is the eyes I'm doing now. I prefer to put all these features, okay, before probably covering my cake, because it makes it pop out better. So that's just me basically bringing out all the features, the facial features. I was checking so when I'm working on cakes like this, I keep checking the real picture, not even a cake picture. I'm checking the real thing so I don't make mistakes. So I know I'm making the real thing. So after the first eyes, I repeated the same on the second eye, and in no time I was done with the eyes. After getting the eyes, so that's just me adjusting. So after the eyes, and I brought out the face shape that I had already thinned out earlier. Then after that, if you check Labubu again, you see that it has this swollen eyebrow. Like the eyebrow is not flat, just like our eyebrow too anyway. So I needed to put that feature again before I cover the cake. And again, that's what I'm using is just cake crumbs and mixed with buttercream, so it was properly mixed. You can use chocolate for this, you can use chocolate for it, you can use marshmallow for it, you can, in fact, as a matter of fact, the whole head you can use a marshmallow for it, but I didn't want that because I wanted a cake that could be eaten. So I used a cake for every part of this Labubu. I used a cake. So this leg as well, that's still my cake crumbs and buttercream mix that I'm using to mold up the leg. You can use fondant for this leg part as well, but I didn't want to use fondant. I wanted to use this cake because it was mashed. It was really mashed and it looked very nice for molding, so it wasn't a bad idea to use. After all, we're going to probably trash the crumbs if we don't use it. So after that, in no time, I was completely done with shaping out every feature of my Labubu, and that's me just ready to cover it with fondant. And that's just a thin line of buttercream just to crumb coat it before putting the fondant on. So after putting the fondant, you still make sure that you get the shape that you have trimmed out. Okay, it's very important. So after getting all the shapes that you have trimmed out, you then further cut out the excess. If of course there will be excess, there's nothing like if there will be excess, there will definitely be excess. So trim out the excess that you have cut out. Then after trimming out the excess, you still continue to use your hand to shape it until you're sure that you have all of your shape. Okay, so after I'm done with that, I move on to the head of the Labubu. So while I'm concluding the head, but I'm not concluding the full head. Okay, I'm going to show you now. I didn't conclude the full head. I left the facial part. You can see that I left the face part because I'm going to cover that with another color. So I covered the head in two parts. The face has a separate color, so I just cover the back part up onto the side like that, and then trim out all the excess. Don't worry, any excess, any mess you make on top of it, Labubu is still going to have a piping all around it, so it doesn't matter. The only part you're not piping and you need to be very, very specific about is the face. Like, it shouldn't have any joining. It's just face part that I'm doing now. So after that, you cover the face. Make sure you use your finger or any tool available to bring out all of the features you trimmed out, because that's the purpose, that's the reason for doing all that. Make sure you bring out all the features. I'm using a ball tool to bring out more features. You can use any other tool available at your bakery or wherever it is you're working on the cake. Okay, So just make sure you bring out all of the features like I'm doing now. And I like the fact that this video is not just for Labubu cake. This is all also the same way you're going to structure probably your teddy bear cake or any cake that has a shape like this, like that has this type of structure. So this applies to other cakes. So this applies to other cakes that has structures like this. So it's very important if you need to make a cake like this. So after that, I'm cutting out the excess on the face and I'm making it get to the purple part. I'm not just ending it at where that one ends. I'm extending it to the purple parts so that when I pipe everything eventually it blends. Okay, so after doing all that, I'm going to bring out the eyes. I've just made a fondant and then shaped it into the eye shape that could go into the eyeball that we already left out. Okay, so just make sure you do it to the shape it needed to be done to, and make the both side, and after that you test to see if it's going to fit, and then I wet it with water and stick the fondant there just how it's supposed to be. Okay, after trimming all of that, I'll move after doing that rather after fixing the eyes, I moved on to the second eyes, fixed the second eyes, and then I moved on to making the mouth. So the first thing I rubbed on the body of the mouth is shortening. So I'm using shortening for sticking this because I don't want anything, just in case I make a mistake or this moves a bit, I don't have a residual. Unlike if I use water for this type of place, I don't want any mess at all. Okay, I want this to be as clean as possible. That's why I didn't use water, especially for the black parts. You can use water for the teeth. So I had to cut out the teeth almost one after like one, because if you watch Labubus, this type of Labubu I'm making, I'll show you at the end of this video, as doesn't have the same set of teeth. The teeth like has different features, so I try as much as I can to make this look like the real Labubu. So that's why I had to cut the teeth one after the other, and then I stick everything, all these teeth, one by like one after the other each. After that, I moved on to making the nose feature, and the nose I'm just working with a color that fits into the hair as well, so you can work on any, Labubu has different color. Then after doing all of that, then the real work begins. Oh my god, this this took a long time. I mean, this is definitely going to take a long time because you have to pipe one after the other like this all over the body of Labubu. The only place exempted obviously is the face. So this was really, I mean, a real work. It was a real work. It was a real work. My hands were hurting after piping all of this. My hands were definitely hurting. So that's just what is left for you to know. Okay, that's not the only thing left. So you do all this all around the body of Labubu until you're sure that you have covered every part, because you want it to look like a ruffle, like the bear ruffle. So after that, you fix the legs. We already molded the leg, fix the leg, and attach every other thing. And this is me just putting the tag. So this Labubu I made, I put the tag that is always used for the bag. So I put the tag. After the tag, I just make sure that the tag, you can exempt the tag if you want to, but I just wanted something that is as close as possible. Okay, so after putting the tag, I go ahead to fix the ears, and I want the ears to also, the ear of Labubu is really close to the tag. So after putting the tag, I put the ears, and then don't worry about the leftover space. We're definitely going to fill it up at the end. You're not going to see that again. So I already fixed the hand, like you can see. And if you're wondering why I put the support for the hand, is just so that it dries properly first before I remove it. And then I removed the nose again, and I fixed it back. And I was just trying to make sure that it's very straight. So it's really, really more technical if you take your time. Labubu is something you want to really take your time to do. And here I am blushing up Labubu. So after blushing up Labubu, we were like 90% done here already. So blushing up I think 95 even. We blushed up Labubu, and then make sure the blush was blending in really. Like just make sure it was really blending it, and it was really well blended in. And after that, I painted the gold parts at the top of the gold part at the top of the tag. And yes, It's 3:13 a.m. 22nd of June 2025, and I present to you last baby. Hey, last baby. Please, this one is not Labubu. This one is Laps baby. It's the baby girl. Laps baby in the building. Labubu. Oh, sorry. Laps baby. And that's me just presenting Labs Baby to you. Okay, so unfortunately I didn't make a YouTube size of this particular video. I completely forgot. I didn't even plan to film the making of this. Honestly, we're already making the cake before I remember that, oh, it would be nice to film this just because of people that might want to do something like this, and that was how we filmed. So I didn't make a YouTube size of the cake itself, so just manage this size that is here. I'm sure you can see all the features, and this is what we have at the end of making the pretty Labubu. And my daughter's expression was priceless. Just watch that. Come, wait, close eyes, close eyes, close eyes, close eyes, close eyes. Wait, close your eyes, close your eyes. Wait, are you ready? Do you like it?
Yeah.
What is this?
Labubu.
Labubu. Hey, that's such a Labubu. Huh?
Labubu.
Labubu. Do you like it? What did you say?
I was wondering if I will make pink cake labubu.
Oh, you were wondering if I was going to make pink Labubu?
Yes.
Oh, but the purple is nice. So we made purple, okay? Hey, don't touch my Labubu, please.
My labubu.
It's not your Labubu.
It's for someone.
Yes, it's for someone. Hey, no, don't touch.
Sticky.
Yeah, it's sticky. Labub's baby. So this is Labubu and Labubu. You can see how extremely close they look. Yes, so you can tell that we actually did a very good job. Do not forget to click the subscribe button. Please subscribe, like, and share our post, comments as well, and let us know how we did. Thank you for watching. Bye.